Add me to the fucking stream. Hello. Okay. I guess I'm here now. Thanks. Okay. Let's try this again, guys. Welcome to Any Last Words. I'm your host, Joe. And tonight, if my internet will allow me to bring him up right now, I'm waiting on an Ethernet cable, guys. This will end soon, I promise. My guest tonight is Steve Merlo of the Sawyer Massacre, an upcoming project. And let's see if I can get him on. Yes, internet, I know. Let's see. What is he on? We're going to go. Wait and see. I keep pushing add and nothing's happening. Oh no. Okay, well, this stupid internet is really starting to bother me. I think more than this whole lockdown. Hold on, Steve, if you can hear me. I'm so sorry. I keep trying to add you. This is stuff that happens every so often. I apologize, guys. Oh no. Guys, I may have to leave and come back. I'm not sure. Okay, Steve just messaged me. He said he can hear me. Well, crap. Where's Miguel? I wish Miguel was here right now. Shit. Guys, we may have to come back and see what happens. Let me see if I do. Let me see if I maybe exit out of the page real quick. Maybe it'll ease up for a second. Let's see. I'm adding you again. Let's see if it'll do it. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, no, wait. Something's happening on my end. Wait, we have hope. We always have hope. Hold on. Okay, my screen came back. And I still do not see Steve Merlo. And come on. I'm so tired of this internet crap. I pay all this money for this. I'm so sorry. Okay, everything kind of froze again. So I'm gonna see if maybe we can try this again. Steve, I'm really sorry, buddy. Just hang in there real quick. I promise. Yes, let's start over. I saw your message on my screen over there. So yes, let's try it again and see what happens. Just hang on a second because it's even asking me on the screen now if I want to try to reload it. So let me try to reload the page and see if we can get it going. I apologize, guys. You know I'm not really that smart. So I think I have to say this every week. Okay, hold on. I got some stuff happening. Hold on. Uh-oh. I think we're doing this now. Okay, I see everything's back. Hold on. Steve.
Am I there?
I think it's working.
Is it working?
Yes, it's working. Okay. I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing.
Technical issues is what we call that.
I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. It happens all the time. I swear to God, it's so embarrassing. But I think everybody's just kind of excited to see what shenanigans are going to happen next. It's like,
well, that's good. You know,
it's like I think it's expected, right?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So how are you doing this evening?
Oh boy, I have never been so busy in my entire life. It doesn't help that I have a 3-year-old daughter that keeps me busy too, but I've got this going on right now, but I committed to it, so I'm doing it.
There you go. Oh my gosh. So tonight we're going to be talking about your upcoming film project and an Indiegogo that you have for it, for the Sawyer Massacre. Right. Really excited to get into it. I really don't want to, I'm sorry, I don't really want to attempt to play the trailer because I might lose you again. But
don't worry about it.
if some of y'all want to be naughty like you guys were last week when I had the same issue, you get the link is in the description. If you guys want to like check it out like really quick in the middle of this, so you can come back and talk about it.
Yeah, you can always play it at the end too, right? When everything's all
Yeah,
said and done. Yeah.
yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, hey Goody, hey Miguel, and hey Sean. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. If you guys can like and share so that we can get some other people to come in and talk to Steve and myself as well. Because I'm
That
really
would be
excited to
great.
talk about this.
That's good.
I watched the trailer, and
Okay.
just to fill you guys in a little bit, if the name of the movie doesn't give it away, the Sawyer Massacre. It looks to me like it is just basically based off of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family, basically.
Yeah, a little bit. It's I call it an unofficial prequel. I don't really like the word prequel because it kind of implies an origin story. I don't really like to say that this is an origin story. It's not really based around the Sawyer family. It's the story is based around the characters in the film, and the Sawyer family just happens to be uh, the antagonist. Like Leatherface is the antagonist of the film. Um, but what I did try to do is try to add some different layers to the family, something I felt hadn't been done before. I just that I don't think anybody's really thought of this kind of thing before, although I believe it fits. I don't want to give anything away though.
So what inspired you to make this film? I mean, obviously you have to be a fan of
Of course.
Leatherface. So, but what made you
Yeah.
want to take it in the direction that you took it in?
Um, Well, yes, I was always a big fan of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and when I was very young and growing up, knowing about the film and knowing about the sequels, the so-called sequels, I would say, because I'm not a fan of the sequels. I know some people are, and I never really enjoyed them. I know a lot of people like part two. It just doesn't do it for me. It's just totally different from the original. But then when the remake actually came out, I was about 23 when the remake came out, and just seeing like the TV spots on TV, it had me super excited to see it. So, needless to say, I had very, very high expectations going in to see that film. And yeah, I was like first in line at the theater. Me and my buddy were first in line at the theater, and I was so amazed with the opening of the film that had like John Larroquette's narration and all the police footage and all that stuff. It was my expectations were just even more through the roof. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
but then once the characters got introduced, my interest kind of started to fade, and I ultimately I felt like that was a massive missed opportunity. So I think in that time period is when I started coming up with what I would do for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, even though I wasn't in the film industry at that time at all. I had never really even written much other than like a couple of short stories here and there. I was very young. I was 23. I'm 40 now, so hope I'm not dating myself too much. But
No, we're about the same age range
oh,
because
there you
you're
go.
like I was 23 when I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I remember exactly where I was when I saw that movie and how old I was. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things about that remake I do like, but
Mm.
ultimately, I feel a little left down. I feel like there's so many missed opportunities. I don't want to get into that too much, but yeah, there's definitely a few things that I wish they would have done better. But that's when I just started thinking about what I would do, and I really started to get back into the original at that point, and like just kind of diving in. Boy, I see this happening. I see this happening. But at the time, I really wasn't a writer. I wasn't much of a writer. I'd never written a screenplay before. So it took me a while really to get there, and actually wasn't until I met my wife, and I told her I had this idea, and I showed her the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and thought it was the most frightening thing she had ever seen.
Just like, who did
And
I marry?
well, we weren't married at that time; we were just dating.
Oh,
But her message to me was, you just go and do it, and I thought, geez, she's right. I should just go and do it. So I studied a lot of screenwriting stuff, and I wrote my first screenplay for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 8 years ago, and it was rough. It was very, very rough. And we even made a short film that didn't go anywhere. It wasn't well liked. I got criticized a lot, and I'm okay with that. You have to start somewhere, right? So, and I kind of left that on the shelf. But I got into doing other films. I made one short film that won a few awards. So I progressed over the years as a filmmaker. So that was kind of good. And I had kind of forgotten about my Texas Chainsaw Massacre until I had reached out to a guy on YouTube. As a matter of fact, he has a YouTube channel. I believe he actually worked for Universal or something. And I said, hey, I have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre idea. I've been thinking about going back to the script and like sort of redoing it. And he was like, "Oh, you should totally do that." And him and I had chats over Skype and all that kind of stuff. And like, oh, he was kind of mentoring me through it a little bit because I guess he had experience through his career at Universal or whatever. So that was great. The mentoring I got was great from him. And then I started talking to other writers, letting other people read the script and see what they think. And a lot of them had really, really positive feedback. And I had a few suggestions here and there. I'm like, that's a good suggestion. I like that. I like that. That kind of thing. And before you know it, we have a pretty good script, and it's a script that everybody's really happy with. And I probably wasn't able to get everybody on board with this project if the script wasn't good. So I guess we did get it to a place where it was good enough to make a movie out of.
So with the actors that you have in your trailer, are those
Mhm.
the actors that you're set on having for the full length feature?
Not really. There's a couple. The guy playing Leatherface, I mean, he was great. He's 6'7", and he's like
He looked like a
studying.
big dude.
He's a
He
big
looked like
dude.
a real big dude.
He's big. Um, and just one other actor, the blonde actress in the blue dress. We really felt that she gave a very very good, intense performance in the trailer, and she's really dedicated to the role. She suits the role very well. So we've asked both of those to come back, both of those actors to come back for the film. But everyone else we cast actors in Texas. I'm not from Texas, by the way. I'm actually Canadian. So all those that whole trailer was shot in Canada, by the way.
Oh wow,
I've had a
okay.
few people say that what we had a trailer reaction yesterday, and from Lee McCoy from Drum Dums. He great guy, and he even said after the trailer, like, "Wow, this looks like Texas, and
It
it's a bit of
does.
Texas." It wasn't Texas, folks. That was Western Canada. Look at the mountains. You could tell it's not Texas. And I actually thought that was probably the weakest point of the trailer, was that it really just doesn't really look enough like Texas in my eyes, anyways. But I guess I fooled some people. I don't know. But we
You
want to shoot it
definitely
in Texas.
did.
Well, we definitely want to shoot it in Texas because I don't think that Canada really has the same feel. It just doesn't. You look at the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you know, we did. I think we did some things like the color grading in that trailer to kind of give it that feel as well. I'm not the
Mhm.
color guy myself, so I can't really quote too much on that. But I think the guy that did color the trailer really worked on making it kind of get that feel. But it really is not the same as Texas. It's really not. And I wouldn't. I don't. I mean, I'll shoot it in Canada if I have to, but hopefully we can raise enough that we can actually film this thing down in Texas. That's for sure. That would be
Fingers
ideal.
crossed.
Fingers
Well,
crossed.
yes, fingers and toes crossed if you can do it.
Exactly.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the Indiegogo?
Sure. We started the Indiegogo on August 29th, I believe. Um, So we have a pretty massive goal of 500,000 Canadian. I'll say that's Canadian. But I just want to make sure everybody knows we don't have to achieve that goal. That's kind of our top goal. I should have actually put it as a stretch goal. I didn't realize you could do stretch goals, and that really should have been like a stretch goal. But I mean, I can make the film for as little as 25K. I've made 4 different budgets, and 25K is the lowest one that I made, and I know that I can comfortably make it at that. But yeah, we have a great cast, mostly from Texas, some in the Louisiana area, one LA-based actor. That's actually our LA-based actor has actually been in quite a few popular shows like American Horror Story, and what else has he been in? Like Lucifer and The Blacklist. He's been in a number of great stuff. Yeah. So
Nice. Nice.
yeah, he's the most established actor we had. We did try to get an even bigger actor, but he turned us down. But
Aw.
there was one role in the film where like, oh, this actor would be so good in this role. And so my casting director here in Canada reached out to his agents and were like, we want you to have this role. This is how much we will offer you for it. And it was I know it was kind of a small offer for him, but it took about 2 weeks for them to get back to us, but they did get back to us and say, well, he's going to have to turn it down. It's just not enough.
Oh.
That's okay. It happens. If we raise enough money, we can have more money to
Yeah.
spend on special casting if we have to. I don't think that's a necessary thing, as long as you do have a good casting crew, and I think we do. Everybody seems very, very, very excited for it. I've talked to everybody via video chat, kind of like this, I guess you could say. And everybody seems very, very stoked about the script, very, very happy about it. And that's what I want. Everybody I've been talking with already that's a part of this crew just really likes the script, and it's humbling for me, I guess, because I don't really, I don't know what to say, because I want to be, I want to, I don't want to get an ego as a writer,
Right.
because I'm always feel like I'm learning as a writer. You're always learning, and I'm part of so many groups when it comes to screenwriting, and because that's really kind of my biggest passion is the screenwriting aspect. But I do like directing too. It is fun too.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It was a lot of work to put this Indiegogo campaign together. You
I
know, we
bet.
I had to work with a number of different graphic artists as well for some of the artwork you see there in the campaign, and I had to kind of learn how to build it up myself. And I'm not a very techie guy, everybody. I'm kind of like
No
Joe
one's
there.
gonna judge you. No one's gonna judge you here. They're just gonna see what happens.
Well, YouTube tutorials go a long way these days. I will say that.
They do.
I don't think I
Some
ever could have figured this stuff out like 5 or 10 years ago. There's just no way. But now it seems easy to do.
I know. It's like when we were kids, like if you didn't know how to do something or figure it out, it would be we'll go get an
An
encyclopedia and like
encyclopedia, exactly.
go pick it up. And everybody nowadays it's like, what the hell's an encyclopedia? It's like, oh my God, let me show you my collection because it's a big collection.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, technology is crazy. I'm still waiting for my damn jetpack, by the way. Richard says, actually, it's kind of a question. Texas has Chainsaw Massacre. If there was a massacre in Canada, what would it be?
The snow shovel massacre. I don't know this, or the
Oh,
snow blower massacre. Actually,
the
I live in the part of
snowblower.
Canada that gets the least amount of snow, pretty much, but we still get snow in the winter. But yeah, it's not as bad as other areas.
That would be
But
kind of
probably
a
something
funny
like
little
that.
parody movie. Yeah,
Yeah, why not, eh? Maybe we'll look into that for fun,
there
eh?
you go. Yeah, just for fun.
Just
I
for
love
fun,
it.
why not?
Um, let's see. Um, oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can show these comments on the screen too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah.
I'll be at TMC gas station in Bastrop for Halloween if it all goes well. That's awesome. I still want to go to the gas station so bad.
Me too. We actually want to film at that gas station, but I don't think anybody there's going to let us.
Oh, I heard.
I've actually tried messaging the people that own it, and they're like, "No, we don't let anybody film here," which is kind of too bad because the gas station is pretty integral in my script. Um,
Yeah.
but I guess there's plenty of other similar gas stations in Texas. Hopefully,
Or maybe
you
you
know.
can build one or something, or the front of one like they used to do at the old movie sets, the back
Yeah,
lots.
I'm
I
sure there's something we can do. It won't be quite the same. It'd be great to film at that gas station.
Yeah.
Like I said, it does play a big part in our script, but I won't be overly heartbroken if we can't get it. That's for sure. I'm going to make the biggest effort I can to get it, but it doesn't sound like they're budging on it. I'm like, how much of a location fee do you need?
Right.
No, we don't let people film here. Just that original movie, and
Hmm.
I guess it's like a tourist attraction now.
It
Uh,
is. I guess there, from what I heard, because I haven't been there yet. I've been to Texas a couple times, but I haven't been there yet.
mhm.
But from what I heard, and my understanding is that there's like little bungalows or little bunks that you can rent and stay the night in
Oh, really?
at that area. Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, because Richard's actually from Texas, so he'll correct me if I'm wrong. But that's my understanding is that I mean, I don't know if you can do it right now, but I'm just saying, if things open up and it's around the time of shooting and you make it to Texas, maybe you rent a room and film when no one's looking. Maybe you don't. I'm just,
We're still a year away from shooting, so you just never
yeah, you
know.
never know.
But mind you, who
I,
knows with COVID now? Who knows how long it could be till we actually do shoot. I hope
yeah.
things are better in a year, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, there's still a lot of filming going on here. I live
Really?
about an hour and a half north of LA.
Oh yeah.
And there's, I mean, even in Texas, I got friends that are filming right now. A lot of people are doing they're getting these certifications. It's kind of like a health
Okay.
and safety certification. Like if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you get a serve safe certification,
Yeah, yeah,
and it just says that you're COVID safe, that you'll comply by the rules for the health and safety of
yeah.
everyone, and then everybody just shows up and does their thing and goes home. So
That makes sense. To me, that it doesn't sound like it should be that hard. I mean, I guess you do have to make sure that all the sets are closed sets, but other than that,
right,
yeah.
absolutely. Oh, okay. Richard got back. He said there's cabins behind the gas stations that you can stay in. You can stay there anytime, and that there are 4 cabins. So
Hmm.
cool. So maybe they will be open. I mean, they're little things. They're little cabins. So I mean, if there's only 4 and they're kind of spaced, maybe they'll rent out 2 because everything's kind of half capacity. I guess that would work that way. I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe you might luck out.
possibly.
Get a little sneaky filming. So
You never
maybe,
know. We'll
maybe.
try. I'm gonna try everything I can to film at the gas station because um, I think it's important. I really want that. What's the word I'm looking for? My vocabulary is blanking on me, but uh, continuity, I guess you could say. I want it to feel like it works with the original, and hey, you watch this film, hey, that's that gas station, and then you watch the original, yeah, same
Hmm.
gas station. You know, uh, that's just my thinking of it. But again, there are a lot of little gas stations like that. I have actually scoped like Google Maps or whatever it's called now to see if there
Yeah.
are other similar gas stations, and I found a few down in that
Okay.
area of Austin. So I don't think it'll be. They don't look exactly like the same gas station, but you could believe it. You could believe it was. You do a bit of set deck for sure. Yeah, you
Okay.
could do it.
Well, shit. If you end up in Texas and not have to do it in Canada, uh, you might want to hit up my viewer Richard because, like I said, he's from Texas, and maybe for a small fee and some whiskey, he'll show you around and help you out. So
That would be great.
he's a
I do
great
like.
tour guide.
I do bring the whiskey.
So does
You just let me
he.
know your
So,
brand. Actually, I'm more
oh
of a
my gosh.
Scot. I'm a Scotch guy. I'm a single malt Scotch
Okay.
guy myself, but I only do it on special occasions.
Okay. I actually, I real quick, I guess I met Richard at a horror convention in Texas actually, and he came up to come meet me, and we were talking and stuff, and he's like, "You want some, you want a drink?" And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, got like this jacket on with all these pockets, and he starts like pulling out like all these different flasks, and he's like, "What kind do you want?" I got this one, and I got this one, and I was like, "What is it?" He goes, "They're all whiskeys, just different kinds." I was like, "I fucking love you."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, cool guy. It's cool guy. I love him. So anyway, back to the Indiegogo and the Sawyer Massacre. Do you have a start date in mind on when you want to start filming? I know you said in about a year. Are you looking for
Yeah,
towards like a fall or a summer kind of filming?
we want to make sure it looks like it's summer, but we're thinking to start September 1st of 2021, because it's not too hot in September. It's still summer, but it's not quite as bad as July and August. And some of the things we're going to have to shoot in this film, it's going to be, if it's too hot, it's just going to, people are going to be getting heat stroke and stuff. And I want to make sure I can avoid that if I can. So I took a lot of advice on that, actually, because I was thinking to start in like August. And the advice I got was, no, go September. You don't want to kill your cast and crew. See, I'm from Canada, so I don't really realize just how hot it actually is down there sometimes. I don't know. It gets hot here too, but I mean,
To
I guess it's not
you?
the same.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I did a film a few years ago, just a short film. I directed it. I didn't write the film, but I directed it. It was a kind of a weird comedy. um, but it was interesting though. It was about Cupid and Romeo and Juliet, but we had to shoot out in the blazing hot sun in August, and nobody brought any sunscreen. Everybody got, and I
Oh.
got it the worst because I had to be everywhere. I had to be everywhere. We're right on this like sandy area and super exposed by the sun. And yeah, it did not go well for my skin. I had a rough couple days there. It was actually really rough
Oh.
because the first day we shot in the woods and the mosquitoes were everywhere. So I got bit like crazy the first day. And then the second day was the sun day. And I just, mosquito bites, sunburns, not a good combo. But, we made the
Any,
film. It actually turned out pretty good. The short
anything for
film
the
actually turned
shoot.
out good. Yeah, anything for the shoot. You know it. At least for me, anyways. I don't want my actors to have to go through anything too bad. My cast and crew, I try my best to keep them safe, which is a concern with this film too, because most of the film is supposed to take place in kind of an abandoned house. It looks abandoned. It's not really abandoned. It's kind of a red herring, I guess you could say. But it looks like it's an abandoned house. So we kind of need to find something that's more or less abandoned, though, to pull it off. And so
Okay.
it's going to be tough to really find a location that's safe enough for our cast
Telling
and
you,
crew.
Richard the tour guide, he'll help you
Yeah,
out.
I got a few people helping me out now. My
Oh,
buddy
nice.
Billy Pond put me in touch with a guy by the name of Parrish Randall. So they're big Texas Chainsaw Massacre guys.
Mm.
They are very familiar with. They know all like the original cast and everything like that. So super excited to be working with those guys a little bit on this. I'm not sure how big the capacity will be, but Parrish seems like a pretty good guy. Him and I are having a chat tomorrow night, so that'll be exciting. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
sure we'll find our locations.
Oh, Richard says, "Oh, before I forget, the van from Texas Chainsaw Massacre is at the gas station.
Oh,
It's
really?
behind the bathhouse. Oh, they
I
got
did not
everything there,
know
don't
that.
they? Man, I'm telling you, you might luck out if they stay open. You might look out and just get a little like guerrilla footage there, just like shh, they don't see us."
Yeah, we shoot a wide from across the road or something. We could at least get that,
Yeah,
and then use
I couldn't
another.
help it.
Yeah. There's got to be some way we can use that gas station. I don't know. I've been thinking about that for months now, actually, because I really want to use it. But I'm not gonna. It's not my priority right now. My priority right now is this campaign and making sure we can actually get the funds for it. So, uh, yeah, that
But
is the priority.
do you have any perks that go along with your
Yeah,
that
lots
they'll
of perks.
go? Okay.
Lots of perks. And I get messages every day from people, oh, do you have this? Oh, do you have that? Can you do this? Like I had one person email me saying he's deaf and he wants a Blu-ray with subtitles. So I went and spent the time and I checked to see how, if it's going to cost me extra money to make sure I get subtitles on the Blu-ray. We figured it out. We won't.
Oh.
And the guy was very appreciative. He's like, "Wow, I got like 20 other friends that'll want that too. I work with a whole deaf community. We'll get a lot of those Blu-rays now." So I was happy enough that I was able to do that. So yeah, feel free to message me if you have any questions about perks. I'm also open to other perk ideas because maybe there's something that I've forgotten about that we should have.
Yeah.
So but we do have quite
Oh.
a lot. There's quite a lot on there. and as little as $5 gets your name in the film. So, and that's $5 Canadian. I got to mention that because American
I
dollar
don't
is less than
I don't know what
Canadian.
the difference is.
I
Oh, the
think
American dollar is less than Canadian?
I think it's about 375 ish. So $5 is about 375 American. So I think about
Really?
375 to get your name in the credits. Can't get cheaper than that, right? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it can, but why not make it $1, right? No.
Yeah, right? One
Well, I
dollar
gotta have
Fridays.
some. Yeah, $1. Maybe we could do a special. I don't know. You never know. We'll see.
Shipping. Do you have any other projects that you have that you're thinking about doing after this one, or are you
Yeah,
just
I've had a few scripts I've been wanting to work on. There's one that I had a short film for, the one short film that actually won a few awards. Um, I have a feature length script for that one, and I really want to get that one off the ground. But again, it'll take a bit of funding on that one as well. I don't think it'll take quite as much funding as this one will, because this one's got a big cast and all tough locations to film at, and the remoteness of it, I think, and the blood and gore and all the effects and all that kind of stuff is probably going to make this one a little bit more expensive. But even still, I think I could still probably shoot this for 25K. But the other one doesn't have quite as much of those effects. It's more of a psychological thriller. Um,
okay?
yeah, it's in the vein of I don't know if you've ever seen a little Canadian film called Black Christmas, but
Yes, actually, I
as long as it,
have.
it wasn't one of the remakes, I hope, was it? They got two
I know
remakes
there
now,
was.
but
That's what I was gonna say. And there are like three of them or something like that. Three or four. Are
there's
they? Are
three
they doing it
now.
again? Aren't they doing another
Yeah.
one?
There's a fan film actually. There's a fan film sequel. I should give a
Maybe
shout out
that's what it
because
is.
he's a Canadian Canadian directors too from Toronto. They're doing a fan film called It's Me, Billy. Um,
Okay.
they actually had a successful crowdfunding campaign. I'm really happy for those guys because they look like they really know the essence of the original. Just even looking at their teaser trailer they did, it just really captured that kind of eerie spirit that you need to capture a Black Christmas film. It's really about creating the eeriest atmosphere you possibly can, and that's what the original Black Christmas did. It really is the creepiest film I've ever seen. I probably hold it number two behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as my all-time favorite horror film of all time. Yeah, I'd hold it
Okay.
probably number two. Halloween's a good third, as I would say. That's a good third. Texas Chainsaw, Black Christmas, Halloween. Those are my top three. After that,
Okay.
there's a few good ones, but the script I wrote is kind of like that sort of atmosphere. It's called Unseen. It's very psychological. Is a lot of it is you have to kind of figure out what's wrong with this guy. And the antagonist has got this had this mental breakdown, and it's little things are kind of revealed throughout the film. You never fully find out his name, although we do drop his actual name in the script. It's just they're kind of like an Easter egg, though. Nobody really knows that it's him, kind of thing. So yeah, it's really has to do with obsession and the possibilities of what your mind is capable of if you've just had the worst day in the world. If everything came crashing down at once. So yeah, it's kind of like it's similar to Black Christmas. It definitely has that kind of vibe to it for sure. You can check out the short film. It's online. It's called Unseen.
Unseen. I'm gonna write that
Yeah,
down so I
yeah, write it
don't
down.
forget.
Yeah, it won a
I always
few
have to make
little
notes.
awards. It won a few little awards at some smaller festivals. I mean, no festival is small though, right? They're all huge. They're all just as big as Sundance, and oh no.
They're all
But
just as fun.
an award is an award. It's all good.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's I'm super excited to see this. And you guys, like I said earlier, you go in the description, whether you're watching this on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube right now. The links for I'm sorry, yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the Indiegogo are in the description. You guys can click on any of those links to follow along with what's happening or to contribute, so we can get this movie going because we all know that indie
We all want a
film.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah.
film, right? Well, they are making
Yeah.
one, but again, I don't know. I don't know what to expect because I mean the studios don't seem to quite get it. I don't know.
The next
I
one will
don't know.
probably be CGI, like Freddy.
Some people do like the last couple films that were made. I did not. I did not like the Michael Corleone version of Leatherface. It's I don't think that story is. If you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. But it's how if you've seen The Godfather, Michael Corleone went from being against his family to becoming the leader of his family, and that's kind of like what that movie did. Leatherface was against his family in the beginning, and it's about his slow evolution to, but it's really not slow enough. And I didn't really
Yeah.
care for that myself. But
That was the one they were
some
the
people
kids,
liked it.
right?
Yeah, or they're like younger,
Yeah.
and I think it was really about the twist of this one kid you just could not see being Leatherface. I know, well, he's actually Leatherface, but I think that was sort of the selling point they had for that film, but I don't think it really worked.
Yeah, I
But
thought it was okay. It was like me.
I didn't like it. Didn't
Yeah.
feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, that's for sure.
No, not
But
really. I will agree
no,
on that. It really didn't. It could have been its own movie, I guess,
could
like
have, could have,
its own thing.
but
So,
ah,
try again, guys, I
yeah.
guess. So,
I mean, I always try to be hopeful that the next studio Texas Chainsaw Massacre film will be good, but I don't get my expectations up anymore. I mean, I pretty much stopped getting my expectations up after the remake, and a lot of people like that remake, but there's certain things that let me down that I think could have been a lot better. I do appreciate that it is one of the better remakes made in the horror universe, but at the same time, I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. I can't help but say that. It's there's so many things about the original that I just are so stand out to me. It really was a product of its time. The original, right? It was a reflection on all these different things that were going on in the world right now, and all the chaos and madness that was happening. I think we're kind of missing that now. We're not really getting that kind of element. And if you ask me, now is the time to do something like that because we have so much chaos and uncertainty in the world right now. And I think it fits. You can make those reflections, and I haven't seen those kind of reflections in a chainsaw film since the original. It's been so many different variations, and it's been a comedy. They tried to make it dark again, and I don't know. It's a hard franchise for me to watch, but I love the original so much.
I, yeah, it almost feels like it's copy paste, slightly edit, copy paste,
Yeah,
slightly edit. It's like, hey, you guys
I
can
hear
go
you.
somewhere with this. Like they did it. I mean, they did it with Halloween and Friday the 13th, even though some of their films had their own issues as well. I'm
Oh
not gonna
yeah, oh
lie,
yeah.
but
Yep.
I mean, at least they went different places with it. Kind of. I mean, kept it what it was, but for most of the
Yeah.
movies, kind of. Because, like I said, some of them had their own issues. What was
For
that, like
sure.
Jason in Manhattan or whatever that
Oh
shit
yeah,
was? Like,
Jason.
what is the one of the most forgotten about ones? It's like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah. And Jason was the one where Jason went to space. You know,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
I
one too. That one was horrible.
don't think I saw it all the way through. I don't think I could make it, but
Oh my
and
god.
there's a yeah, but I mean, I guess there's only so many you can make, but I feel like there's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film that just hasn't been made yet, and a lot of fans will say no, the franchise is dead. We've seen too many bad movies after another. And hey, that's understandable. I'm with those guys. I know I've seen so
Yeah.
many disappointing films. I get it, but if you knew what I was thinking, maybe you'd think a little bit differently. I do have a different take on it that feels like the original, but it's very much its own story. But it has those reflections I'm talking about on the world. I can't really make it a product of its time because our film is set in the mid '60s. So I mean, but I look for parallels. I was really looking for parallels of that time period. I actually chose that specific time period because of some of the stuff that was happening that I felt had some parallels to what's going on today in the world. I won't go too deep into that kind of stuff, but just so you guys can understand a little bit. It is very subtle in the text of the movie, but in the context of the movie, but it's there, and you need to feel like it is there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
gonna go out and say COVID is a big part of this movie or something like that, but maybe you'll see a little bit of similarities, right? You'll in some of the dialogue you'll hear, some interesting things that'll put you in that mindset. Yeah,
Very interesting. You
yeah.
guys go check out that Indiegogo. Let's help get this guy sponsored, damn it. So, oh man, I am super excited to see this and to see where this goes. I'm super excited for this. Do you
I am
want to
too.
remind everybody one more time where they can find all your stuff at?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, the Sawyer Massacre on Facebook. Twitter, we have a Sawyer Massacre on Twitter, on Instagram. We have our Indiegogo page. We have a trailer online that we had like 5 trailer reactions today. It was actually kind of overwhelming that we had that many in one day, but it was great. Everybody
It's
seemed to be
awesome.
pretty stoked about it. So the support is there. The support, the people are reaching out to me. We just need to get a little bit more a little bit more backers, I guess you could say, in the campaign. Like I said, as little as $5 Canadian gets your name in the credits. I know these are tough times. That's why we made such a low tier for that, because I want something that people can afford. There are higher end tiers as well, but higher end perks as well, but at least you can back this film with as little as $5 Canadian.
Which you said was about 375 here
I
in
think
the
so. I think
US.
if
So,
you do the convert, it's
but
like 378 or something like that. It's if you
so
something
a cup
around
of
there.
coffee or get your name in a movie that so many people are gonna. I mean, think of it that way, guys. Either go get your cup of coffee or your little cheeseburger or your taco, or get your name put in a friggin' Texas Chainsaw movie and have so many people see your name in the credits. So
Exactly. Why not, eh? Yeah.
why not? Oh my
Why not?
gosh. Well, you guys go over there and you guys check out that trailer and you guys do come on, man. Give up that cup of coffee tomorrow. You don't need the Red Bull tomorrow, guys. Go ahead and help out an
And we know
independent
the fan base
filmmaker.
is there. We know the
Oh
fan base
yeah,
is there. We know people love this. Love the Texas Chainsaw
absolutely.
Massacre. It's about
I
reaching
do
them.
too.
So if you can't donate, just share the link, share the Indiegogo.
Absolutely.
And I think we'll make enough to get this film made. Like I said, we don't need necessarily a lot of money, at least not to shoot it in Canada. But again, we'd rather shoot it in Texas. So get us enough money to shoot it in Texas. You don't want to see a film shot in Canada. Well, the trailer tricked a few people though, so maybe we can. I don't know, but we won't be able to have the
I
great.
was fooled.
You know what though? We won't be able to have the great cast that we have right now if we shoot it in Canada, and that would really disappoint me, because we auditioned well over 100 people, and I fell in love with all these people when watching their performances. And I was surprised by some of them, because some of them didn't have a big acting resume.
Okay.
And so you have to. I had to judge it based on how well they actually read the sides. How well their audition actually went. And I'm not gonna just toss somebody aside just because they don't have as much film experience as this person, right? If they're right for the role, they're right for the role, and these people were definitely right for the role. Everybody in this cast, and you had Michael on a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Vincent Barry. He's a great guy. Boy, his audition for Rex was awesome. Rex is a really cool character, by the way. I'm gonna say that. I won't. I don't want to spoil the character, but he's a few people that have read the script have told me how much they love Rex. So
Okay.
is
He's
that
an
Rex the
awesome
dog right
guy.
here?
Yeah. Oh, my neighbor's dog,
Your neighbor's
Zach.
dog. Zach.
Zach, not Rex.
Zach. Rex. Rex is a pretty common name for dogs, though, right?
Yeah. No, Michael. He's a great guy. He was a pleasure and a delight to talk to. Um, yeah,
Yeah, he seems great.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait because I do. I love Leatherface. I have like the fake chainsaw that like it actually moves and makes the noise and stuff, and I have
Oh
like the
yeah, those
leather
are cool. Yeah,
masks and everything.
yeah.
So I have
Now,
some collectibles.
speaking of which, our makeup, our SFX artist Stephanie, from Skin Deep SFX, shout out to her. She's making all these custom made Leatherface masks for the movie. They're gonna be. They're not. We're not
Ooh.
just purchasing some Leatherface mask from a, you know, one of those. I forget the name of some of those companies, but
Mhm.
it was one big one. Um, we're not just purchasing a random one like from the original or something like that. We're making our own masks because, well, I don't want to get that might be a spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything, but there'll be multiple masks in the film. I'll say that much.
That sounds. I really like that because I was starting to. It's like starting to click in my head. Like, oh my god, this is gonna have like a. I don't know. For me, I don't know if you know the band Slipknot, but I'm starting
But
to get like that feel because they always change their masks. So it's like,
yeah,
ooh,
it'll
like
be
I want to
similar.
see it progress. I mean, they're not crazy and outrageous, but they always change those really crazy looking masks that are like
Hmm.
specially made for them. So
Yeah,
I'm like, ah, that's cool.
yeah. And
Hmm.
that is another perk that we do have on the Indiegogo campaign. Stephanie is going to make replicas, but you also have the option, if you can spend a little more money, to buy these screen used masks. So those will be
Ooh.
the ones that we actually use on the screen that were first out of the molds and everything like that. But if you can't afford that much, I think that's around 800 American for the
Okay.
screen used mask. But the for about 300 American, we'll have the replicas.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So it might be a
Dang.
cool, and they're made by her, so you know that they're authentic.
Damn, my birthday's coming up. I gotta tell my boyfriend, hey, you
Yeah.
should go check this out, honey.
They will be very, they'll be very, very creepy if you've seen any of her work. She's actually got these little dolls, these like little Leatherface dolls. And I'm thinking about adding them as a perk too, because they look
Ooh.
really cool and they do kind of capture the feel I'm going for when it comes to Leatherface. There's a feel of Leatherface. I don't think it's been quite done yet. The original was the closest. I mean, we're going to be basing our Leatherface pretty close to the original, like costume wise for sure.
Hmm.
That was another thing that really let me down about the remake. The costume of Leatherface, it was so unbelievable. It looked like he was wearing a bunch of potato sacks. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yes.
I look at that and I'm like, why is he wearing all these potato sacks with elbow pads and knee pads and stuff? It just seemed kind of unreal for
Boy
Texas
got
in the
too big
summer.
for his britches. They had to done sew something up for him.
I guess so. But when you see the original Leatherface, you believe that guy exists in Texas. He that
Oh yeah.
the yellow butcher's apron, and I don't know. It's just
Ugh.
it's as soon as he comes onto screen, it's like that's authentic. That's real. I think that's why it works so well because this guy looks real, and you believe he's out there somewhere. And he is. I mean, there is probably somebody out there actually dressed like that and wearing a mask. I don't know. You got to figure there
Uh,
probably is somewhere. I don't know.
I don't carry enough pepper spray, obviously. So, because
But
that dude
don't
you
go.
got is big.
He's a big dude, but he's a nice guy. He's actually
I,
the guy we got in our trailer, Scotty. He's a theater actor, I believe. He's
mhm.
done like a lot of musicals. He's a singer and all that kind of stuff. You'd never believe that he's going to play Leatherface, as he's such a gentle guy, but such a nice guy. But he was so into playing this role. I'd never seen somebody like so into that role. And yeah, we that's the enthusiasm I love is people that just right into the role. They're right into
That's
this whole.
awesome.
Yeah, we're
That's
very lucky with our
awesome.
cast and crew. That's for sure. I'm very happy with them. I really hope we get to shoot in Texas because I want to work with all of them. And some of them have even said, "Hey, if you have to shoot in Canada, I'll come up to Canada and shoot this thing with you because I love the script so much." And wow, I can't believe how many people just praise my script. It's I don't even think it's that good, but it's I had to get a lot of help though. I have
But
to.
sometimes we are our worst
Yeah,
critics. So
I guess
you may
so.
not think it's great, but a lot of other people are like,
Yeah,
hey,
I
come on,
definitely
man.
I definitely feel like I do need to work on the the dialogue as far as getting the Texas slang down from the mid '60s. I might actually pick Billy Pond's brain on that because he lives there. He's right there. He's grown up with that. He'd be the right guy to sort of pick apart my dialogue and just make it really sound Texas like, mid '60s Texas, I guess you could say.
Okay,
'Cause
more
that's what it needed.
authentic.
Yeah, but I'm Canadian. I can't really say that I know that kind of lingo when I'm Canadian. So I do admit that I have some obstacles as a writer when it comes to writing that kind of thing. But I love the original so much that everything about that film kind of inspired me. Yet at the same time, I knew I had to make a different story. This is definitely a different story. It's not the same. You're not going to get the same five teens driving in a van down to Texas to just check things out or whatever, just driving through. Oh, where's the gas? And it's not going to be anything like that. I had to avoid that. I knew I had to avoid those kind of cliches because they've been done to death.
Yeah. Like, let's go on spring break in Texas. It's gonna be like so much fun. Let's go in the
No,
woods.
that sounds like that sounds like that 3D film they made back in
Oh.
the 3D one, whatever the 3D one was.
Oh yeah.
No,
I actually I had the beginning of this year. I actually had Dan Yeager, who plays it
oh yeah,
Leatherface.
he was the Leatherface in that, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he
He's a
was
big guy
good.
too.
He was a bit.
He's a big guy
I
too.
think he was about 7 feet or something, wasn't he? Or maybe a little bit shorter than that. But I thought he was big, like really
He's
tall.
Yeah, he's really, no, that's what I mean by big. I'm sorry. No, he's big too. I don't know. Yeah, he's under 7. He's like 6'5", maybe, or
Oh, okay.
6'6".
I thought he was bigger than that.
Maybe I could
I
be
thought he was
wrong.
tall.
I could be
He
wrong,
sure
but
looks tall but maybe he doesn't have quite the uh, the meat on his bone like Gunner did. Gunner had a bit of meat on his bone. Scotty really has some meat on his bone. I know that. So he's
oh
a big dude.
yeah, yeah, he's an all the way around big dude. But it's so cool though because it's like, I mean, even though it's like just like kind of clips of him, like even like if you guys go on there, you guys will know what I'm talking about when you go on the Indiegogo. So I don't feel bad that I'm spoiling the trailer right now. But like when he's got the girl and stuff, and he's like kind of like wiggling her around and stuff, or she's trying to
Oh
wiggle
yeah,
away from him, you can see the size comparison.
yeah.
And I was
He's
sitting there
tiny.
thinking like she's either really tiny or he is really big. And then I was like, or
A little
maybe
of
it's
both.
both. Yeah.
A little of both.
So yeah, because it was like, well, I can't imagine you'd get a girl like too small because then she's gonna look funny compared to like all of the cast, really. But I mean, and that's fine. But no, he looked really like, holy shit, I would not want to run into that guy in an
Yeah, he's a
alley
big
at
dude.
night. Like he's a big guy. That's intimidating, big. So
Yep, yep. But he's a nice guy though. Nice guy
I
though.
bet.
I mean, you see him in the trailer smashing people's faces in and stuff like that, but he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
It's like, what do you like to do for fun? Oh, murder, smashing faces in, walking dogs,
Oh,
petting kitties, donating
yeah,
at the, homeless
regular
shelter.
stuff, right?
Normal stuff, I'm a good guy. uh, well, sir, we are at the end of this broadcast.
Well, it was great to be on it.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming on and sharing with us. And you guys, again, go check in the description, no matter what platform you're viewing from tonight. And all the links for all the stuff on the Sawyer Massacre, is including the Indiegogo, which I'm highly encouraging you guys to go check out first, is on there. So please make sure you guys check it out. Give some follows,
Really
give some
appreciate it.
likes, give some shares, show some love for Indie because you guys make it happen.
Yes, with your help, we will make this film a reality, and it will be
Yes.
the ultimate Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film. I guarantee that.
I'm excited. Don't call it a fan film because that didn't look like a fan film. So
But these
own
fan
it,
films
damn it.
you know what? These fan films are getting really good now. This is actually the time to be an indie filmmaker. I mean, if you've seen that the new Jason one, Never Hike in the Snow, they just released their trailer not too long ago. It looks
Never Hike in the Snow.
it's a sequel. The first one was Never Hike Alone. And I'll be honest, I'm not a big Jason guy myself, but these films look better than most of the actual
Really?
Friday the 13th films. They're good. They're not feature length, I don't believe, but I think Never Hike Alone was about 45 minutes, give or take. And
Okay.
I don't know how long Never Hike in the Snow is going to be, but definitely check out that trailer too. It looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Okay.
These fan films are really getting better and better, and that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're keeping par with these guys, because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre needs a fan film on par with those guys too. Texas Chainsaw Massacre needs a great film, and we can
I
do
think
it.
it's going to be better than those other ones. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, we're just going to make our film. That's all I can say is we're just going to make our film. We're going to make the best film that we can make, and it's not a competition. I think they look great, and I support those guys. I really support Dave McRae and It's Me Billy because I'm a big Black Christmas fan, and they look like they're going to be making something awesome. That's all I can say. It looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see It's Me Billy. Um,
Yeah,
so
I've been
shout out to
seeing
Dave
stuff for
McRae.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good
Oh,
stuff. All right. Well, thanks for having me on. This has been fun. Do it
thank you
again
for coming
sometime.
on. Absolutely. I'm wholeheartedly super excited for this. And as stuff goes along, like I tell everybody else, especially the people that I'm excited for their projects, as this goes along, I'd like to, share as we go and, keep everybody refreshed and updated for the ones who aren't following so that they can see what's going on too.
That's
So,
great. That's great. Well, thank you
ah,
so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Love it. Thanks for
absolutely.
having me
Thank you
on.
again for coming on. Thank you for coming on. I
Thanks
really
for having me.
appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. You guys are the best. I will see you guys on Monday.
Monday.
Have a good, yeah, Monday, Monday, Monday.
Monday. Be there.
Be square.
Good
Good night, guys.
night.